in this video, we're going to be talking about important muscles from the front and the arms. Now, we have a lot of muscles in our body. When it comes to illustrating a character, I think you can really narrow it down to something called SEM, which is the neck muscle, and pectoral, and deltoid, bicep, tricep, obviously the abdomen, and the some of the miscellaneous like forearm muscles. But I'm gonna be reducing the forearm muscles into a big chunk because you're not really gonna see them moving around on their own. Like, we have a lot of muscles in the forearm because each of these muscles actually control the finger muscles as well. First muscle that I really want to go over is pectoralis major, which is our chest muscle. So this muscle called pectoralis major is going to start from the first curve of the clavicle that looks like this, that I mentioned from the last video. It's gonna start from here, okay? So we're gonna draw that, and then we're gonna connect this muscle fiber all the way to the almost like the top of the humerus right here. And as we go on to the rib cage, the pectoralis major is going to start from around this sternum bone, which is like the necktie bone, and it's going to wrap around, and it's gonna actually go all the way inside here, and it is attached like so. Okay, and it's gonna go all the way down, and it's really going to converge into this point. Okay, now we have our first muscle, which is pectoralis major, and from here we're going to add deltoid, which is our shoulder muscle. And deltoid starts from where we left off, and it's going to overlap pectoralis major, and it's going to attach to more below, like around here. And there's like multiple heads to a deltoid. There's a front head, there's a middle head, and then there's a rear head, okay? And it's going to converge onto the singular point that is below the pectoralis major. Now, why do we need to know all of this? The way that these muscles are attached from one point to another is going to give us big hint when it comes to the movement of the muscle, or well, the limb really. So let's say we want to draw a arm. So we're going to draw the clavicle as shown in the figure, and we're going to lift our humerus to like about here, okay? And we have the rib cage here. So this muscle is contracting by shrinking its size. Therefore, we're bringing this point A and point B close together, okay? Deltoid starts all the way from here, and the front head of the deltoid is going to be stretched, but this middle head of the deltoid is going to be in this shape. But yeah, it is gonna look like this. And by doing so, we are also stretching the pectoralis major, which I'm going to draw in green this time. This part right here is being stretched out. Therefore, we're going to see a very obvious form change on this pectoralis major, right? Since it's getting stretched out. Now, in reality, the deltoid is probably like more in this shape, okay? I was just drawing it kind of exaggerated just to show what I mean. But it's gonna look something like this, okay? So let's say we want to draw a figure, okay? That is lifting the arm from like 45 degrees angle, for example. Actually, I'm going to start with the rib cage. Okay, and we're going to draw the top of the sternum as a circle here. Now, I think it's actually easier to draw the top of the humerus first to orient where our shoulder is actually going to locate, and we're just gonna connect that with the clavicle like so. Now we have the orientation of the humerus. We're just gonna do a simple arm angle like so, just to really show you guys. I'm going to do an actual flash sketch this time, which is going to look something like this. So we know that pectoralis major is connected here, so I'm going to draw the surface of the pectoralis major right here. And as you can see, as opposed to pectoralis major looking like this when you're standing still, it is dragged all the way up because it's getting stretched out, right? I'm going to draw the top of this clavicle as a bony landmark. And you're going to see a little bit of value change here because this is the point where the deltoid and pectoralis major kind of like separate. And sometimes in certain arm angle, you'll actually see a little bit of like dent in here. You can actually move your arm around with your finger like right on top of here, and you'll actually feel like that little hole or dent like coming in and out depending on where you move your arm, which is really good to know.